Hello everybody, it's me Jones Andre here. London is commonly considered one of the financial capitals of the world, with a lot of banking and light regulations. It also has grown to become a major aviation hub. London's main airport, Heathrow International Airport, has grown to see roughly 80 million annual passengers and features 4 massive terminals. Despite its large size, Heathrow has long had major congestion problems, limited space to expand, and some of the highest landing slot costs which have negatively affected the airport. An all-new massive plan to expand Heathrow has surfaced recently, and claims to help alleviate the problems Heathrow currently has. This is Heathrow's $19 billion expansion plan. Before we begin, make sure you are subscribed with the notification bell on so you can stay up to date on the latest architectural projects and statistics. Heathrow Airport originated in 1929 as a small airfield on land southeast of the hamlet of Heathrow, from which the airport takes its name from. At the time, most of the land was farmland, including where modern-day Terminal 2 is. Major development to the airport began in 1944, when it was stated to be for long-distance military aircraft bound for the Far East. After World War II, the UK government continued to develop the airport into a commercial airport, which first opened to the public in 1946 as London Airport. It was renamed to London Heathrow Airport in 1966. The layout for the airport was designed by Sir Frederick Gibbard, who designed the original terminals and central area buildings. Today, Heathrow consists of 4 terminals and sees around 80 million annual passengers. Like many other airports though, Heathrow has its fair share of problems, including major congestion and some of the highest landing slot costs of any airport in the world. I'm sure you can probably tell the main cause of this simply by looking at a satellite image of the airport. As you can see, Heathrow only has 2 runways. That's right, 2 runways at an airport that sees 80 million annual passengers. For comparison, my local airport, Wilmington Airport in Wilmington, Delaware, which is just getting commercial service next month, already has 3 runways, and Chicago O'Hare International Airport, which has the most runways of any airport in the world, has a whopping 8 runways. This, along with limited gate space, has made Heathrow one of the most expensive airports for airlines to operate at. To solve these problems, plans call for a major expansion of Heathrow, including a 3rd runway, more concourses for Terminals 1 through 3, and a new 5th terminal north of the airport. Let's take a closer look. Firstly, starting out with British Airways Terminal, plans call for 2 new satellite concourses to be built west of the existing terminal. Motorway M25 would be plunged underground to create extra space for the new satellite concourses. These satellite concourses will be connected by a sky bridge, somewhat similar to the new LaGuardia Airport in New York City, to enable multiple routes for planes between the gates and taxiways. Judging based on the renderings, it looks like most of these gates would be used for smaller domestic narrow-body aircraft so that Heathrow can expand its domestic operations. Next up, taking a look at Terminals 2 and 3, plans call for these terminals to be completely redesigned into satellite concourses to more seamlessly connect with each other and the rest of the airport. As you can see at the bottom of this image, the left side shows Heathrow today, and the right side shows it after the expansion. This would dramatically improve the layout of the airport as well as connections between other terminals. And finally, let's take a look at the all-new 5th terminal. This terminal is set to be built north of the existing airport where the 3rd runway will be constructed. This terminal will be sort of similar to Terminal 4 at Heathrow, with support for both wide-body and narrow-body aircraft. This terminal will provide more gate space for airlines already at the airport and for new airlines to potentially start service at Heathrow. Unfortunately, there isn't really a whole lot of detailed information out on all these plans, so I don't really have too many specific details on these plans, such as the individual completion dates or total number of extra gates this will add, but the whole project is expected to be completed sometime in 2030, but it could potentially take even longer depending on how delays go. In conclusion, London Heathrow, like many other airports, has its fair share of problems, including congestion and some of the highest landing slot costs. These major plans aim to dramatically improve these problems and the passenger experience. I personally think these plans will help to a degree, but I don't think 3 runways is going to be enough for an airport like Heathrow. If they want to expand to this size, I think they should at the very least have 4 to 5 runways at a minimum. Be sure to let me know what you think of Heathrow's expansion plans down in the comments below. Do you like them or dislike them, and why? Thanks a lot for watching, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.